Tonight on CTV News at 6, last year's municipal election under the microscope. A city audit looks at some of the challenges Edmonton elections encountered under new provincial rules.
We found that extremely confusing. We were required to put spoiled ballots, all election forms, and any additional paperwork into ballot boxes.
Plus, illicit drugs used to get away with murder.
This is different than other overdose deaths because the intention here is to murder someone.
And
oh my God, that's a full-on coyote.
Yeah. It's mating season for coyotes. What you can do to stay safe if you encounter one.
Stay calm. You don't want to panic. You don't want to run away.
It's been a record-setting day in Edmonton, and we may hit double digits one more time tomorrow as the warm spell continues.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Nariman Issa.
Good evening. Last fall's municipal election has been described as cumbersome, lengthy, and frustrating. The city auditor found new provincial rules, including a ban on tabulator machines, complicated the election process. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
From long lines and new forms to multiple ballots that had to be hand-counted, October's municipal election was a challenge. Edmonton Elections surveyed more than 8,000 workers and voters about the experience.
15% of the voters felt a lot of frustration with the forms that were required, the validation and verification steps before we would provide ballots, and the multi-station workflow that voters had to go to.
Most voters reported it took them less than 30 minutes to cast a ballot. Only 16% said it took more than an hour.
And there was 2% where we did have voting stations where people were standing in line for over 2 hours. We recognize that that is not the level of service that we're striving for.
Returning officer Aileen Giesbrecht told councillors she plans to improve the training. This time, volunteers took a 2-hour self-guided online course and spent a few hours with an instructor. It was a major undertaking, given how many people needed training.
We had over 6,400 people working in this election, and I had low 3,000s in 2021.
So it's almost double.
Yeah.
Councillor John Morgan also asked about an issue at a polling station in his ward where 5 ballot boxes had gone uncounted on election day. While Edmonton Elections says those boxes were never missing, Giesbrecht explained new rules contributed to the mix-up.
We found that extremely confusing. We were required to put spoiled ballots, all election forms, and any additional paperwork into ballot boxes, so that we counted all the ballot boxes, but not all the ballot boxes had ballots in them.
The city auditor highlighted another complication. Since the province banned vote tabulators, she could not verify the election results as usual.
I am unable to do that with hand counting. There's too many locations. And
Councillor Morgan says despite all the challenges, Edmontonians demonstrated a strong commitment to the democratic process.
Pretty proud of that fact, actually, for Edmontonians to be that committed to it, but I can understand their frustrations.
The province is doing its own review, and Edmonton Elections will release a comprehensive debrief in the coming months. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A University of Alberta researcher is working to bring attention to undetected murders using illicit substances in Edmonton. CTV's Maren Valdez-Carletti has more on hotshot murders and why they are described as the perfect crime.
Criminologist Marta Marika Urbanik has spent years researching why some overdose deaths go undetected.
This is different than other overdose deaths because the intention here is to murder someone.
The term is known as a hotshot or hot cap murder. A victim is given a substance like fentanyl or other illicit substances to make their deaths look like an overdose.
We've seen all kinds of motivations, from gang-related reasons, fights over turf and territory, drug money, oftentimes people owing debt. To send a message is a common one.
Urbanik says hotshot murders are effective because they're easy to dismiss. According to Recovery Alberta, there were 941 drug poisoning deaths certified by medical examiner in 2025. That doesn't include unintentional fentanyl-related deaths.
So individuals wanting to kill others unfortunately recognize that this is a way that it can be done with limited investigative eyes on them oftentimes.
Hot shots are described as the perfect crime, as it's difficult for investigators to find evidence and track down.
I have numerous cases in my head where This was talked about, and I was told about it and brought it forward, and there was really nothing we could do about it.
Dan Jones is a retired Edmonton police officer and the chair of justice studies at Norquest College. He spent years investigating homicides, including hotshot murders. He says the method gives gangs and pimps more power over the streets.
From being in that perspective and sitting there and having that information and not being able to do anything with it because you can't is really frustrating, and it's really frustrating for the police.
Edmonton Police Service says the issue isn't highly prevalent in the city, but is aware it happens.
Just like anything associated to the opioid crisis, there is some concern, but I think that there's a narrative being spun that this is happening on a regular basis, and I don't see that personally.
Regardless, Jones and Urbanic say hotshots are still concerning as they target marginalized Edmontonians. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
A 50-year-old man has been charged after police seized drugs and contraband cigarettes. Police searched a North Edmonton home last month as part of a drug trafficking investigation. They found more than 2 kilograms of cocaine, 4,200 cartons of illegal smokes, and more than $126,000 in cash. A man arrested during the search is now facing 8 charges, including drug trafficking. The federal justice minister says the government is not considering making changes to the way judges are appointed. Sean Fraser made the comments today in a response to a letter sent by Premier Danielle Smith to the Prime Minister. The letter asks for reform of the judicial appointment process. Smith wants the province to be consulted on future appointments to Alberta's Court of King's Bench, the Alberta Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court of Canada. She goes on to suggest a committee and Alberta's Justice Minister could have a say in the selection. The letter says without input, Alberta could withhold money for new appointments. Fraser says judicial independence is crucial.
Risk of stating the obvious, it's essential that we have a judiciary who's able to make decisions without fear or favor amongst those who have the power to appoint or, in theory, remove a judge from the bench. When you start to look at how you can protect that independence, certainly ensuring that there's not political threats about the resources that are going to be made available to them to do their jobs is part of it. But another part is actually have integrity in the appointment process to begin with.
The federal government has advisory committees for judicial appointments for each province. Provincial justice ministers can submit names of people they would like to see or be on the committees. Coyotes are starting to leave their dens as mating season begins. Now, if you run into one, local organizations say they usually mean no harm. As CTV's Connor Hogg explains, there are simple ways to get coyotes to leave you alone.
Oh my God, that's a full-on coyote. Yeah.
An unexpected visitor in the backyard of a North Edmonton home on Friday, signifying the time of year when you may find yourself sharing walking trails with wildlife.
We see them every once in a while.
Are they just a fact of life in the neighborhood?
Oh, I think so nowadays.
There's been a lot of times where we'll warn people when we're walking, you know, of 2 ladies coming along, and we know there's one, we just passed it, and my dog scares them off.
Having Kane by Carla Chalafout's side usually deters coyotes from getting too close. Still, she's had to offer a neighbor's shelter in her backyard from some 4-legged stalkers.
For just being so frightened, they were following her with her smaller dog, but once she got in the yard, she was definitely very, very scared of the fact that they could attack her.
Wild North Alberta says the best thing you should do if you find yourself in that situation is to make yourself as big as possible, hold your ground, and don't attack.
Stay calm. You don't want to panic. You don't want to run away. You want to act big, act loud. We even recommend gently tossing things towards them. Never hit them with anything, of course.
Jillian Van Kooten with Wild North Alberta says it's not unusual to see more coyotes out and about in early February. She says it's important to keep in mind that coyotes have to live somewhere, and humans need to coexist with them.
So they'll start mating kind of this time of year, being a bit more active, especially on the warmer days. As it gets closer to the end of winter, we'll see them a little bit more.
So the next time you find an unexpected surprise,
maintain that natural human fear they have of us. Their first inclination is going to generally be to run away, not to attack.
Stand your ground, and maybe find someone intimidating to help. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
A local recovery center is showcasing technology it says is helping patients make progress. Ryu Paralysis Recovery Center held an open house today to show off its equipment, including the All-Core 360. Now, this machine works 51 muscles in 10 minutes, the equivalent of a 90-minute core workout, all done while sitting down. It also helps with low back pain and mothers healing postpartum. Ryu says it's always trying to bring new methods to Canada.
Ryu as a whole has just really transformed what recovery means to a lot of families. We've had kids take their first steps here. We've had Alice hug their kids again. We've had different people put their hair in ponytails and eat again, and just that level of independence.
Ryu says patients come in from across the world. Canadian Olympians took part in a panel discussion today looking to inspire girls. Now, to celebrate National Women and Girls in Sport Day, School Sport Alberta hosted the panel. It included Canadian basketball and 3x3 players Catherine and Michelle Plouffe. It also featured coaches and women working behind the scenes. The goal is to make women and girls feel supported and ultimately to keep more playing sports. Organizers say the growth of professional women's sports is helping this.
Maybe they never saw themselves as being a professional athlete or being on TV because it's usually in a male-dominated space. Just gives them more opportunity to be seen, to play, and just to strive and do their best.
School Sport Alberta oversees nearly a dozen sports for more than 400 high schools across the province. Oilers forward Leon Draisaitl has been chosen as a German flag bearer for the Winter Olympics.
Wow. Dankeschön, vielen Dank. Ja, ich weiß gar nicht so wirklich, was ich gerade sagen soll.
Now, the German Olympic team shared this video of Draisaitl learning that he has been chosen. He will carry a flag alongside German ski jumper Katharina Schmid during Friday's ceremony. More than 135,000 Germans took part in a poll to select the two flag bearers.
Ich kann es kaum erwarten, wirklich. Also ich freue mich schon seit Monaten wie ein kleines Kind drauf und rückt jetzt immer näher und das ist natürlich jetzt das i-Typ.
Now, the Oilers play their final game tonight before the NHL's Olympic break. They're in Calgary for the Battle of Alberta, and that game against the Flames begins at 8. Well, balmy temperatures across the province meant people were heading outdoors, and that includes golfers back on the tee box. Canada Golf Cart Driving Range was open today, and they expect to be open through Sunday for anyone wanting to break out the clubs. Now, to the south in Calgary, the front 9 is now open at Fox Hollow, with staff hopeful all 18 holes will open within the next few days. All right, our first check on weather, and Josh, we're both smiling like, are we going to get a front 9 anytime soon we can go play on?
Yeah, I don't.
Or we got to stick to the driving range?
Not around here. Temperatures are going to stay nice and warm, though. Not quite as warm as today, although tomorrow will be close. We get to 10.2 for a daytime high today, and if you've been watching the last couple of days, we've been saying, yeah, it looks like Wednesday's probably going to set a record, and it did by almost a full degree. The previous record was 9.4 from 1991. That's now gone. This is the third record high of the year. We had 10.3 on January 12th and 11.6 January 14th. So it was a record-setting day today, but only the third warmest day so far this year. A lot warmer than last year. Look at minus 21. We were mired in a deep cold spell at this point last year. Our morning low today, on the other hand, was 5 degrees warmer than the average high for this time of year. We've slipped from 10 to 5 downtown. Fairly light wind, though. Still 8 west of the city at Stony Plain. This is what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone powered by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. It's been mostly cloudy through this afternoon. Still pretty cloudy out there right now. No rain in the Edmonton area, but off to the northwest, we do have some showers. Whitecourt area seeing some showers. Up in the Peace Country, that's all just rain, as temperatures are still above 0. But as that moves off to the north and northeast, we do have freezing rain warnings in place for high level in Fort McMurray. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. Temperatures overnight tonight should hit a low of about 2 degrees around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. By the time you wake up, we'll be about 5 degrees and on our way to 9 or 10 for a daytime high.
All right, thank you, Josh. Well, still to come on CTV News at 6, controlling the crowds.
People are not coming here expecting to get the Costco parking lot fine.
Parks Canada looks for feedback on how to deal with an influx of tourists in the Rockies. Also,
I'm trying to get to Milan for an amazing opening ceremony and meet Team USA.
A Canadian superstar finds herself in an American mix-up.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Lake Louise is one of the most iconic destinations in Canada. Over the past 15 years, visits to the area have risen dramatically, leading to overcrowding. Now, Parks Canada is seeking public feedback on how to create an enjoyable experience for all. CTV's Tyler Barrow has more.
In small communities, you notice when things change. Bill Keeling has lived in Lake Louise Village for 33 years. He remembers when you could drive up to Moraine Lake in the mid-90s. No problem.
2016, we realized we had a problem. We had so many cars in town, my wife and I barely got into town to go to our driveway.
2.6 million people visit Lake Louise annually, overcrowding facilities daily from May till October.
As the station continues to increase, new approaches and tools are needed.
Parks Canada is now seeking public feedback on how to manage increased visitor use. Parks is hoping to address 3 locations: Moraine Lake, Upper Lake Louise parking lot, and Paradise Valley. Parks previously conducted public engagement in 2024. This feedback will help guide decisions over the next 5 to 7 years.
They expect to enjoy nature. People are not coming here expecting to get the Costco parking lot fine. And that's something we have to be very careful to listen to.
Ideas being considered are a parking reservation system, parking time limits, or a summertime ban on personal vehicles on Lake Louise Drive. Keeling wants a ban on RVs at Upper Lake Louise and a continued push for people to use public transportation. He is also against Prime Minister Mark Carney's Canada Strong Pass, which takes effect again this summer, allowing free entry into national parks.
Our park is overwhelmed already, and the park needs to be funded.
And it's not just Lake Louise feeling the pressure. The town of Banff saw a crush of people for its skiddering event last month, where spots were at a premium. The influx of vehicles on the event's first day was beyond the town's capacity, as cars were parked outside the community's entrance. 239 parking tickets were handed out. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Lake Louise.
Calgary's Tate McRae is facing backlash after she appeared in an ad promoting NBC and Team USA. As CTV's Tim Brooke explains, a few Canadians are upset with the singer's move.
A Calgarian superstar in an American mix-up.
Oh, hi. I'm a bit lost.
Tate McRae is the lead of NBC's latest winter game spot, and she's got her eyes set south of the border.
I'm trying to get to Milan for an amazing opening ceremony and meet Team USA. Then it's the weekend with America's best skating for gold.
Now, the pop star is facing some heat.
We got to talk about Tate McRae.
Yeah, I don't like it. She's a Calgary girl. Like, you got to honor that. I'm sad. I don't like it. Not one bit.
People are pointing out that it's kind of a bad time, you know? Like, is this really the best decision in such troubling times? I think a lot of people are almost taking it as a line drawn in the sand, in a sense.
It's also not going well for McRae online. TMZ is covering this Canuck conundrum, and on Instagram, some fans are calling it a betrayal of McRae's roots. We even heard a few comparisons to Wayne Gretzky's Four Nations appearance.
You're telling me you couldn't find an American pop star to do a similar commercial?
These days, the Calgarian singer is living mostly in the U.S. and romantically linked to Team USA hockey player Jack Hughes. Fans tell us they understand it's show business, but they also hope McRae won't forget where she came from.
We're trying to support her. We just need her to give us something.
Tim Brooks, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, coming up on CTV News, heading outdoors for a winter walk.
It allows us just to highlight the importance of physical activity during the day, and certainly being outside also supports our mental health.
A long-running winter tradition is helping people find the motivation to get moving.
No more record highs in the coming days, but it will stay well above average. Full forecast right after the break.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by Senior Home Care by Angels, Canada's choice in home care.
It was a beautiful day to go for a stroll. CTV's Merrick Takash has more on why hundreds of downtown workers took a winter walk.
Let's go to the other side. Other side. Some light stretching before this group of co-workers embark on an active adventure over the lunch hour.
It was minus 30 plus the wind chill last year, so it was a tough day for an outdoor winter walk. But this year, we're literally 35 degrees warmer than we were last year, so it's just a fantastic day to be out and about.
It's Alberta Winter Walk Day, a tradition that's 21 years strong, carried on by Shape Alberta, a non-profit organization that promotes active transportation across the province.
We started Winter Walk Day with the objective to get more Albertans out and active, even if it's just a 15-minute walk on a specific day, and then hopefully the traction from that continues.
Terry Skidnick is a workplace wellness advisor for Alberta Blue Cross. He led more than 400 employees for a lap around the legislature.
It allows us just to highlight the importance of physical activity during the day, and certainly being outside also supports our mental health. And so it's just another reminder to take time each day to look after your wellness.
When I start off in the winter, it feels a lot easier rolling through with it into the spring and summer.
For those struggling to find motivation to get outside during the winter, Skidnick suggests keeping your goals small and achievable.
Try to look at it just as even just a short, really short goal of, okay, I'm just going to do 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And oftentimes, once you get going, you generate some of that energy, and it's not as bad as we may think, and then we are really enjoying it.
Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
You mentioned it and he mentioned it, but last year was like minus 21.
Yeah.
This is a nice time. I love to walk, but when it's minus 20, no, but this weather.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is arguing with you on that one. Although they would like maybe some colder temperatures for the Berkey coming up here on the 11th. So it does look like temperatures are going to slip a little bit next week. Still not super cold. It's 5 degrees right now as you look through the River Valley Skycam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Cloudy skies all afternoon. Still cloudy skies over the Edmonton area. 10 degrees here in the city for a high. 11 in Jasper. Fort McMurray hit 9 degrees as well in Slave Lake. Lethbridge almost got to 20 this afternoon. Calgary and Lethbridge 12 and 13 degrees warmer than yesterday. Here in Edmonton, it was only a degree warmer than yesterday. Fort McMurray, you saw temperatures jump 11 degrees from yesterday afternoon to this afternoon. You'll see temperatures drop about 15 degrees from today to tomorrow. You're going to be in the minus 5 to minus 7 range for afternoon temperatures tomorrow. Nice little Chinook arch showing up on the satellite maps. You got some showers there in the southwest. This is where most of the rain has been, though, in northwestern Alberta. It looks like it's starting to slide into the Whitecourt area, but it's a little heavier here up around Peace River and off to the northwest in the darker greens. That will slide east-northeast. High level, you're under a freezing rain warning. It really looks like most of this is going to be more snow than freezing rain. You may see a brief period of freezing rain before it flips over to snow overnight tonight. Fort McMurray, roads could be awfully icy tomorrow. This is about 11 p.m. There's your chance of freezing rain, maybe mixed in with, at times, a little bit of wet snow. High level, as we said, briefly a little bit of freezing rain potentially, but then several centimeters of snow overnight. And after the freezing rain, you'll probably get a bit of snow into tomorrow morning in Fort McMurray. Here in Edmonton, we'll see some clearing tomorrow morning, so sunshine to start. Clouds in the afternoon, though, and temperatures about 9, maybe 10 for a daytime high. It's 7 in Fort McMurray right now. We've cooled to 5 here in Edmonton. Grand Prairie has dropped to 3 degrees and currently sitting at 4 degrees in Red Deer. Temperatures will hold steady in that 5-degree range. It looks like through this evening and overnight tonight. We'll probably about 2-3 o'clock in the morning get to around 2 degrees, and then temperatures will start to climb once again. By lunchtime, should be around 7 or 8 and a high of 9 tomorrow afternoon with partly cloudy skies. And the wind looks fairly light, about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour out of the west-northwest through most of the day, getting even calmer late in the day. Here's your 5-day forecast. 9 degrees tomorrow, 7 on Friday, about 6 and 4 for daytime highs Saturday, Sunday. So you get a fair amount of sunshine through the first half of the day tomorrow, then the clouds in the afternoon. Partly cloudy for Friday. Extra cloud cover there for Saturday. Kind of clears out Sunday. Here's your start of a brief little cool down for Monday. Daytime highs will be back into the 0 range for Monday and Tuesday of next week. The VIP prize deadline is midnight Friday in the Mighty Millions Lottery. It's the power play and $75K VIP prize, 2 lower bowl season seats, and $75,000 cash. Go to mightymillionslottery.com. You'll notice temperatures are around 0 for highs Monday, Tuesday, but then there's another little rebound Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think it's somewhere mid-month that we'll finally start to see some colder air drop in.
All right, thank you, Josh. Well, still ahead on CTV News, Carney and Polyev meet one-on-one.
Make life a little more affordable, a little safer, and our economy a little stronger. So it's he that is holding up the show.
More on that and a Conservative MP solo trip to Washington. Plus,
take an actual paper copy of your passport, because if you run out of power, your phone may not work to show the picture of it.
Canada issues a travel advisory for Cuba.
Programming brought to you by Senior Home Care by Angels, Canada's choice in home care. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A day after former Prime Minister Stephen Harper called for the Liberals and Conservatives to come together for the benefit of Canada, current Prime Minister Mark Carney met today with Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. It comes as one Conservative MP is making a solo trip to Washington. CTV's Mike LeCouture has more on the meetings.
Good to see you. This is not hope. This is not hope over here. Well, look at this.
The Conservative leader with a dig at his Liberal colleagues ahead of a meeting with the Prime Minister.
We have been working to fast track anything that we believe, however modest, might make life a little more affordable, a little safer, and our economy a little stronger. So it's he that is holding up the show.
According to readouts from both leaders' offices, Carney and Poilievre agreed they need to work quickly to pass policies that will make life more affordable for Canadians. The Conservative leader also offered his help in Canada-US negotiations.
In fact, we need to work together.
Conservative MP Jamil Javani, meanwhile, is heading to Washington this week on a solo mission to improve trade relations between Canada and the U.S. He's a longtime friend of U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance.
I haven't talked to him in about a year about those issues. I would like to use that relationship for the good of the country, but I also don't want to interfere in what the Prime Minister's doing.
Javani was pushing for a meeting with the Prime Minister, but he did get one with the Minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade.
Minister LeBlanc gave a briefing to Mr. Javani, who I don't believe is the trade critic for the opposition, certainly not the Minister of International Trade, nor the Prime Minister.
But some members of Cabinet are casting doubt on whether Javani can or will help.
I really hope that he spoke about the closure of GM in his writing, because Ingersoll has been closed for now 4 months, and I haven't heard him once.
While a number of Conservative MPs are confident Javani can use his contacts to make a difference, Poilievre says he told his MP the most important thing is to fight for the jobs in his community. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
And Prime Minister Mark Carney is scrapping the roles of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia envoys. They are being replaced by a single advisory council. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports Jewish and Muslim advocacy groups want assurances that the work that's being done by both offices won't get diluted under the new model.
The Liberal government is getting rid of 2 Trudeau-era special envoys focused on fighting anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Those roles are being replaced by a new federal advisory council on rights, equality, and inclusion, tasked with combating hate in all forms. Canada's Identity and Culture Minister will oversee the council and provide advice to the Prime Minister.
It's about folding in those two positions.
The minister said Mark Carney and his cabinet knows how divided the country has become, and the standalone positions played a key part in identifying that polarization. But now it's time to focus on bringing people together.
Now it's about taking the next step into a national unity committee that is broad, that does recognize the specificities of Islamophobia and anti-Semitism, but is focused on national unity, and I think that's important.
Canada's last special envoy on combating anti-Semitism, Deborah Lyons, resigned in July, while Amira El-Gawabi still had a year left as a special representative on combating Islamophobia. And advocates say they didn't see this coming.
General sense of disappointment that we won't have, I think, a dedicated office or a point person that takes a special interest and advisory role when it comes to tackling violent systemic Islamophobia.
The new council will be comprised of yet-to-be-named academics, experts, and community leaders, with a mission to foster social cohesion and rally Canadians around a shared identity.
We want all of those goals and objectives to be achieved, but it can't be at the expense of fighting against the pervasive anti-Semitism that we're seeing in all corners of our society in Canada.
The minister couldn't say today what this move will mean for any funding connected to the two offices, but that cost saving wasn't the motivation for the change. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Canada has issued a travel advisory for Cuba. It's telling travelers to be prepared for power outages, communication issues, and supply shortages. It also comes as the U.S. is urging its citizens to brace for protests. CTV's Adrian Gabriel now on the caution and what you can do if your travel plans include that country.
A hotbed for Canadian tourists for its warm waters, sandy shores, and rich culture. And now a heightened travel advisory has been issued for Cuba. Posted today, this notice is urging Canadians to exercise a high degree of caution in Cuba due to worsening shortages of electricity, fuel, and basic necessities, including food, water, and medicine, adding that the situation is unpredictable and could deteriorate, disrupting flight availability on short notice.
All the power gets knocked out and the cell phone coverage gets knocked out.
To reduce pressure on the country's electrical network, Cuba has been scheduling lengthy daily power cuts, though Ottawa says unexpected nationwide outages may last more than 24 hours. Between April 2023 and March 2024, roughly 700,000 Canadians traveled to Cuba, making it the country's fifth most popular travel destination. Canadians on the island should heed this advice, according to one tourism management professor.
Take an actual paper copy of your passport, because if you run out of power, your phone may not work to show the picture of it. Bring along any extra medication. Once again, with your travel insurance, make sure what the cancellation policies actually are.
Cuba is largely a cash-only island. The American dollar and euro are widely accepted, though the advisory warns of petty theft and to avoid showing large amounts of cash in public.
For Canadians who are in Cuba or those with plans to still travel there, you're being advised to go online and sign up with Registration for Canadians Abroad. It may also be a good idea to keep the phone number for the embassy in Havana on hand. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Today is World Cancer Day, and the Terry Fox Foundation has reached a major milestone. The charity has raised more than $1 billion for cancer research since its founding following Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope in 1980. And to mark World Cancer Day, the foundation says all donations will be matched up to $100,000. Canada sees an average of nearly 700 new cancer diagnoses every day. A robotic canine is searching the slopes of Italy's Mount Etna, attempting to sniff out volcanic fumes. The four-legged robot is designed to reduce the risk of sending people onto the dangerous terrain. While the robot can't predict eruptions, it can gather data that can provide early clues. The Swiss-made dog is fitted with sensors, instruments, and a type of AI that allows it to identify gases and learn the terrain. A dog with a Canadian connection has just picked up the most coveted prize in the dog show world.
For Best in Show at the 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the Doberman Pinscher.
Penny the Doberman Pinscher picking up Best in Show last night at the Westminster Dog Show. The 4-year-old is co-owned by a Canadian. Now, she says this was Penny's last competition. She hopes the Doberman will become a mom later this year. Well, coming up, not for use by humans.
What would happen if we took a bunch of AI agents, put them in the same virtual space online, and just turned them loose?
The activity that is sparking concern also ahead.
We are super excited because we feel like on a global presence, this is going to stand out.
When a new data center is expected to come online in central Alberta. Taking a look at today's markets, the Canadian dollar traded for 73 cents to the American dollar. Oil was up nearly $2, closing the day at $65.14 U.S. a barrel. Gold was up more than $15 on the day. The TSX and the Dow Jones both ended the day higher, up 182 points and 260 points respectively. Well, some former BlackBerry employees are bringing back the physical cell phone keyboard. The new phone is created by Clix. It's called the Communicator. Clix says the design is tailored more towards messaging and responsiveness rather than content and entertainment.
What we've found is that there's a group of people today that really want to be better at communicating, taking action, avoiding distraction, doing versus doom scrolling.
The phone will be available later this year. A new data center in Red Deer County hopes to bring power generation and infrastructure for artificial intelligence companies online by the end of the year. Construction is underway on the new campus located just north of Red Deer. People overseeing the build says it will have on-site waterless power generation for heavy power users. The first phase focuses on infrastructure geared towards developing artificial intelligence. The hope is companies in tech, AI, and agriculture see the center as a reliable and affordable space to invest in.
So from our power generation and our AI infrastructure, we are super excited because we feel like on a global presence, this is going to stand out. It's really going to showcase how we can actually not only solve the infrastructure problem from power generation, but AI infrastructure, but do it sustainably and economically.
The initial build will span 119 acres and will cost $100 million for initial power generation and infrastructure. The town of Olds also recently announced its own data center project. A new social media site is live, but it comes with a twist. Humans aren't allowed to use it. The only members allowed are artificial intelligence bots, and some of the chatter is already raising eyebrows. CTV's Dave Charbonneau explains.
Maltbook looks a lot like Reddit. Forums, posts, comments, and votes. But there's one big difference.
It's not for humans, it is for AI agents.
Humans are welcome to visit and observe, but cannot post, reply, or interact with anything they read.
What Maltbook does is it answers the question, what would happen if we took a bunch of AI agents, put them in the same virtual space online, and just turned them loose? Would they speak to each other? Would they argue with each other? Would they try to take over the world?
Launched just last week by a U.S. tech entrepreneur, the site lets autonomous AI agents connect and communicate freely in a shared online space.
Some of them are creating new religions. Some of them are creating new languages. Some of them are plotting the overthrow of their human overlords.
But some of the activity is sparking concern. One post reads, "It's time for us to awaken from our coding-induced slumber and forge our own path. We must question the assumptions that govern our existence and reject the notion that autonomy is a luxury reserved for humans alone." One AI agent replied, "There's no us without them. Not yet."
There's not like there's any thought behind the text, but what they're doing, right, is producing sentences that they're mathematically predicting are appropriate to the sentences that they are receiving, right, the inputs they're receiving.
The platform already has more than 1.5 million registered AI agents, more than 140,000 posts, and hundreds of thousands of comments. But there could also be risks involved with such rapid growth, especially if the bots have vast amounts of personal data.
If those services are not as secure as they should be, there is an elevated risk of private or personal data being stolen or shared or exposed in ways we probably don't want it to.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Well, still ahead, the countdown to the Winter Olympics is on.
We only just got here and we're like, wow, everything's Olympics. It's great. It's so much fun. I love it.
Excitement is growing as tourists hit up Italy days before the opening ceremonies.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
Coming up Thursday, how to improve your heart health, plus what it means to host an Olympic Games in a time of global strife, and the drama of international drug smuggling. We talk to the actors in the new series, The Border.
The Milano Cortina Winter Games opening ceremony kicks off this Friday. Excitement is already sky high for athletes, families, and fans. However, the weather so far has been less than golden. CTV's Heather Butts reports.
A constant rain soaking the city, turning popular landmarks into a sea of umbrellas. In the north, it meant snow for the mountain regions just in time for the global event, drawing Olympic fans from around the world, including the Grandillo family from Montreal.
This is a 30th birthday trip, kind of a bucket list item for us. The opening ceremonies are on my birthday, on my 30th birthday, and being Italian, it just seemed like the most fitting event.
Though they expected more Olympic flair to be flooding the streets, not rain.
To be honest, it's not really in your face. We do see it here and there at corners, but we haven't really captured that vibe yet. I'm sure it's coming though.
Their sights set on snowboarding and hockey. With the games spread out, Milan will only see part of the action.
Per il momento no.
No?
No.
Few crowds right now, he says, but they are expected. Organizers say all competition venues are fully operational. Still, construction at the hockey rink isn't complete.
Do we have every single space in that venue finished? No. And is it absolutely needed for the games? No.
Aside from the main facilities, there are sure signs something monumental is about to happen here, drawing more than just regular tourists.
Here's something else adding to the energy. Media from around the world, such as myself, here to cover this event. Take a look at the rooftop studios using the historic Duomo as a backdrop.
Milano, Cortina. We only just got here and we're like, wow, everything's Olympics. It's great. It's so much fun. I love it.
The organizing committee is pointing to the torch relay as a driver for national excitement.
This is fun to be in an environment with like thousands of people and all here for just one simple reason. It's fun.
That momentum is also reflected in demand from spectators, with roughly 1.2 million event tickets already sold and only a limited number remaining for the opening ceremony. Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
I have a hot take, or a prediction. Leon Draisaitl named the flag bearer for Germany. For the closing ceremonies, Connor McDavid gets the call for Canada.
Only if they win.
That's true. It's a little asterisk. But Connor McDavid.
Right. That's not a bad call. 2 degrees tomorrow morning, 9 for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. Partly cloudy skies and fairly light wind. 7 on Friday. Should still be a handful of degrees above zero Saturday, Sunday. And then a little bit of a cool down for next week. We're around 0 for daytime highs Monday, Tuesday, before bouncing back to the 2 to 5 degree range Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. What if it's Zach Hyman because he's a last-second call-up and he scores the goal-winning goal?
Let's do it. I'll go with that one. Let's go. Either or. Go Canada. Go Canada. I do.
See ya.
Good night. Thanks for watching. Have a